damuhan mula sa kaharian ng kalayaan. Abangan ang The Kingdom sa lahat ng sinihan sa darating na December 25, 2024. Official entry sa Metro Manila Film Fest!
Bossing, cut muna. Bossing, okay lang ba? Okay lang, cut muna. Okay. Oh, grabe naman mga paandar ang aga. Akala ko sa pelikula pa eh. Mga eksena. Palakpakan po natin ang cast ng The Kingdom. At bago po ang lahat, nais po muna nating pasalamatan ng umalohokan ng Malacanang para sa pagpapakilala ng mga karakter ng ating pelikula. Maraming salamat, Bombi Plata. At kung nag-enjoy po kayo, ipasilip pa lang po yan sa aksyon at drama na ihatid ng The Kingdom. Kaya bago pa tuluyang mag-agawan ng trono, ako po muna ang inyong magiging lingkod dito sa Entablado. Ako po si Ryan Agoncillo, and this is the State of the Kingdom Address. At naipakilala na po sa inyo ang mga karakter na bumubuo ng pelikulang The Kingdom. Ngayon naman, para mas mabigyan tayong liwanag at makwento sa atin ang inspirasyon at proseso sa likod ng obra maestrang ito. Mamaya po ay bibigyan natin ng isang pagkakataong magsalita. Pero sa ngayon, bigyan natin siya ng isang masigabong palakpakan. Ang direktor ng The Kingdom, Direk Mike Toviera. At mga kaibigan, ang State of the Kingdom Address ay live ngayon sa social media pages ng MQuest Ventures, APT Entertainment, TVJ, TV5, RPTV, Buko, Sari Sari, I1 News, 1PH at Signal TV. At mapapanood rin po kami sa YouTube channels ng TV5 at TVJ. At mamaya po, abangan dahil masasaksihan natin lahat ng buong bayan at ng buong mundo for the first time ang official trailer ng The Kingdom. Kaya tumutok lang po kayo ngayong gabi. Now, alam ko marami tayo lahat na gustong malaman paano ba nabuo ang kaharian ng kalayaan. Para sabay-sabay nating malaman pa ang mga detalye. Ito po, ang making of The Kingdom. Let's watch this.
This is my first time to do a serious movie from start to finish. Walang comedy, walang patawa.
It's a family drama that nobody has ever seen before. Kaya galing na galing ako dun sa concept kasi parang, wow, oo nga no, ang daming sumakop sa bansa natin pero wala man lang nakaisip. Ano kayang itsura ng Pilipinas kung hindi nangyari ang lahat?
The first time I found out about the whole story, I called one of my friends and family who would be interested in the concept alone. I was like, Tito, we should hear this. And then I told him, I was like, oh, that's interesting. I've never heard of anything like that in the Philippines. I know.
Paano nga kung hindi tayo nasakop ng kahit sino? Eto sana tayo dapat. May sarili tayong culture na walang influence ng iba.
The story itself is solid. Pag gumagawa tayo ng pelikula, we want to be able to feel yung eagerness mo to know about the film. And I can safely say, that with The Kingdom, uuwi ka na mag-iisip na ano ba talagang pwedeng nangyari sa buhay natin mga Pilipino if given a chance. Ito yun, and dinidepict nyo yun, the what if, if we were not conquered.
Yung konsepto ng Kingdom, nag-umpisa siya around mga 4 years ago. Actually, it was going to be a series muna. Tapos for whatever reason, hindi namin siya maihanda in time. So, medyo dinelay muna namin and we were planning to do it again in the future.
Sa aming creative team and Direct Mike, we were thinking we wanted to do a project na mag-i-inform sana sa electorate. Naisip namin na gumawa ng isang palabas na magsasalamin nung gano'n, yung sentiments ng ating mga kababayan and inspire them to think critically about their future, about their country.
And then, beginning of this year, may naisip lang ako, na sabi ko, sandali lang, bago natin gawin series, what if we submit it to the Metro Manila Film Fest? Medyo sinuwerte at napili. Kaya sabi ko, well, wala na tayong choice, go na natin to.
Start big, kumbaga.
So when I get to meet Direct Mike, ang sinabi lang niya ay, ang pelikula ay Uncolonized Philippines. And I said yes, right there and then.
I normally speak with my mentor, si Roddy Lacap. Sinabi ko yung kwento sa kanya. Ang sabi lang niya sa akin, wala ka ibang choice kundi pagandahin yan. Because I don't think you'll ever be offered another film such as that.
We wanted to present an alternative Philippines. We were also very conscious of the world-building aspect of this concept. We worked with a couple of professors who are experts in history and anthropology of the Philippines. So medyo guided kami by actual data.
Ito yung hindi masyadong alam ng maraming Pilipino, yung ating glorious past. Ginawa na ito nila Dr. Jose Rizal, nila Andres Bonifacio. Binalikan nila yung glorious past para ma-decolonize sila laban sa pananakop ng Espanya. So tayo din, ginagamit natin ang ating glorious past ng panahon ng Malacan para ipakita natin sa mundo na matayog ang ating kabesnan bago pa man tayo sinakop ng mga Kastila.
There was a need to ensure that we were familiar with the pre-colonial culture and what aspects of that culture can realistically be brought into the present day.
Sa ating kultura sa nakaraan, maraming unknown kasi hindi naman lahat dinescribe ng mga Kastila sa pagkadating nila. Dito na pumapasok yung merong basis pero kinakailangan meron ding artistic license.
Yung makikita natin sa screen, yun na yung parang combination ng napag-aralan namin as truthful historical fact at yung mga what if na dinesign na namin based on mga feeling namin ito yung gagawin sana. Ang gusto namin gawin is that all created decisions will be grounded, will be based on something. That we don't create things out of nowhere. Lahat may dahilan kung bakit yun yung naipili namin.
Our peg actually was the royal family of Thailand. They were never colonized and they still have a royal family. Pero when we go to Thailand, it's modern, it's current in terms of the storytelling.
Isang malaking importanteng element pa is yung wika na ginamit. We were very conscious na it become Tagalog pero hindi rin naman siya ma-alienate yung audience. So we incorporated pa rin influences from other countries kasi hindi naman ibig sabihin na hindi nasakop ay hindi tayo naging bukas sa ibang kultura.
Let's talk about the production design. Hindi siya yung nag-design lang para maganda sa mata. Yung mga tattoo. Ang lakan, the more tattoos, the higher your place in the society. May shot na full body. So yung full body ko, kailangan may tattoo. It took us about 4 hours to do it. Challenge yun.
The creation of the palace. So what drives the architecture of an uncolonized Philippines? So I had to study economics as well. How our trade came in with India and China, as well as our Austronesian lineage.
Sa costume design, it's really more our own and not so much Western influence. Marami pa rin mga nakasuit, modern outfits. Pero when it comes to special events of the royal family, they had to wear inherent costumes or outfit.
Pero it is still a family drama. It touches on special relationships between a father and a daughter, a father and a son, someone na may pinaglalaban. So people can relate to that.
Yung dynamics ng family ang pinaka-importante sa amin yun. Kaya sa akin, actually, with all of the world building and the details and the design of the kingdom, it's actually a movie about family. It is just a very unique family. Paano magiging dynamic sa kanila as a family and sa bansa?
Growing up, I've always loved an alternate world of ours. And for us to recreate a world and make a movie around it, it just tells us that as filmmakers, the country, the Philippines, they're beginning to move out of the box. I love it. I love any form of filmmaking which is outside what we've been doing the past 40 years.
Sumasalamin din dito yung iba't ibang anyo ng mga tao sa current situation natin na makikita din natin na minsan maraming mga tao na nadadala dahil sa power.
I think it's important for us moviegoers to see something that would make us feel the what if in our life. Probably an alternate universe if we were not conquered. These are the things na maganda siyang panoorin because makakaroon ka ng self-reflection as well.
Ang ganda rin siguro, ano kayang itsura? Ano kaya yung pride natin? Ano kayang itsura ng pagiging makabayan natin kung hindi tayo nasakop ng ibang bansa?
Kung naging monarchy tayo, eto yun. Is it good? Or maybe bad? Makikita nila sa pelikula.
When I read the script and I discussed it with my creative team, some of them said, let's not do it. Because it's not an easy film to make. We can mess up big time, but if we do it really well, what a gift, right? What a gift to the Filipino movie fan.
Sana may marikindle sa kanila na sense of patriotism. You remember how beautiful our language is, how beautiful our music is, how beautiful our art is, all the way to how we used to speak to each other. Yung mga detalye na yun are all parts of culture. So sana, pag napanood ng mga tao, para matandaan nila, ang galing talaga na kultura ng Pilipino.
Woo! Very exciting at pasilip pa lang po yan pero kita-kita na natin ang husay sa paglikha ng pelikulang ito. Plot, check. Production, check. And we all know that this is another film that would make all of the Filipinos proud, lalo na kapag napanood na ito sa buong mundo. Pero bago po tayo tumuloy mga kapatid, sa mga susunod na bahagi ng ating programa, nais ko muna kayong pasalamatan. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagdalo sa ating natatanging okasyon para sa pelikulang The Kingdom, isang entry sa 50th Metro Manila Film Festival ngayong Disyembre. I'm sure everyone's excited para tuklasin ang mundo ng kaharian ng kalayaan. Now, if you want to share your excitement online, don't forget to use our official hashtags. That's hashtag State of the Kingdom Address